You guys have a determination just to get things done, right? And what I'm getting to is that if you really think about it, you have well, let me see. Current planets. Hmm. There's no chart. Okay, let me see. Let me get current planet going on. And for whatever reason, this chart's being dumb. Hmm. Let me open it up in a different window. How about that? Just give me a second, Virgo. I know you guys have given me like 20 million fucking days, but it's all right. I think you can give me another couple minutes. And just so you guys know, my phone is up here. I am not like looking at the screen or anything. So I'm gonna check out your guys' comments thereafter. Maybe even flip the camera around if I have the ability to. But this reading mostly is going to be a reading where I can just kind of go through the reading itself, maybe check everything else afterwards. All right. So all right, don't be dumb with me, Astro. All right. This thing's being dumb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to, oh, you know what? That's why it's being dumb. I have to log in. Wow. All right. Doesn't really matter though. All right. Now that we're logged in, it should give me the information that I'm looking for the current planets. And we'll be able to tell where the MC is and all of it. Yep, there we go. That's what it was. All right, so Virgo, this is your June, July relationship and everything else reading. All right, we are going to go ahead and loosen up the cards real quick. All right, cool. All right, we're going to go ahead and shuffle these ones. Do keep in mind that all of these cards are right side up. None of them are flip side upside down in terms of this deck here. But I can't say the same for all the other ones, okay? So take that as it resonates. And let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look at the. Okay, so Virgo, right now, everything is in your 11th and 10th house, as you can see there. So Virgo right now may be thinking a lot about, well, I mean, you guys would have been thinking about relationships and the details behind them here within this last hour, half hour, 45 minutes, something like that, right? So actually, this is a really good thing because if we're focusing in on the 11th house, let's see what we got going on for your. Hmm. Let's focus in on your career sector. Let's focus in on, actually, you know what? Instead of this one, I'm going to go ahead and draw this one here. We're going to go ahead and focus in on your fame, your status, the way that people view you. Right? How about that? We're going to go ahead and get started with that. And then so some of you guys might be experiencing some type of burdens within the way that people view you. Certain things that you're carrying around with you. It's unnecessary, honestly, just simply because of the fact that you have bright ideas here, first off. And at the same time, it's not about being the victor. It's not about, because if you pay attention to the Five of Swords, You know, he's a victorious person, but is he really victorious? You know, you look at the other two cards right there, and they're kind of pissed off. They're leaving. So this gives me the idea that although before maybe you would have wanted to be the victor, now it's just about actually setting yourself apart from others. You have the Ace of Swords right there, so obviously you've been given some type of brand new bright idea, something like that, right? And because of that, you've actually learned how to rise above the competition. Okay, so this kind of gives me the idea that Virgo, you don't even really have to worry so much about what's going on in the work sector. You're going to receive positive messages, right? And these things could be surrounding love, but mostly what I'm getting is the idea that you're overcoming love. Yeah, you might still be a little defensive. It's all right, you know. Hey, who isn't defensive here in 2024, right? So, getting over some disappointment that maybe you would have been dealing with in your work sector, in your career sector, something like that. You know what? Okay, this seems kind of like all over the place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw some archetype cards. This is my own deck, by the way, and this deck seems to be pretty well for figuring out what the archetypes are. Alrighty, so it seems like it shifted a little bit more. Now it's drawing a little bit less from relationships, but it's still focusing in on not just the details within your career sector, but also what you can do to become a little bit more confident there. So let's see what the cards draw up for you. And then after this, then we'll go ahead and go into your relationship sector. That could be intimate or whatever, right? So this is from June to the end of July. Keep that in mind, all right? All right. Oh, it's a zero card. How about that? So whatever you're going to be experiencing here is known as ineffable. That is to say that it's indescribable, it's unutterable, and unspeakable. Like whatever it is that you experience here within this next week, well, month and a week, is going to be something that it's indescribable. Now, there could be some. Hmm, I'm not going to say anything yet. Integrity, number 100. So if you guys have been seeing the number 100 or even 1000, then it's about integrity. So whatever is going to be going on here in the month of June or from the end of June to the end of July is going to be hmm, kind of gives me the idea that you are going to be experiencing some type of something like maybe a personal truth, uh, something that gives you personal power, but it's something specifically, maybe it has something to do with that Leo energy that allows you to be in the right. Why? And because it has something to do with integrity. This could be integrity in your work sector. This could be integrity in the work that you do. This could be integrity in the way that you go about things. You know, that's kind of what I'm getting. And although that's probably going to rub people the wrong way, especially narcissists, what ends up happening is you have the ability to rise above all of that. And it's going to be an indescribable feeling. All right. Yeah, definitely, definitely a lot of forward movement, at least in that sector. And also, let's see what else. What else, Spirit? What else do you have to impart on Virgo? Okay. Hmm. So if you don't move forward with this idea, whatever it was that Spirit has given you recently, you're going to be left out in the cold. Whatever this is seems to be an intuitive idea around the fact that there's no necessary need to think about whatever it is that you've been thinking about any longer. You've thought about it enough. And obviously, this is an idea that perhaps you've kept your eye on for a little while, and something that you haven't been able to move away from. And now that if I get that idea, whatever it is, has the ability to make you a lot of money. That's why these pentacles are here. Damn. Oh, and then the fool in the reverse. I didn't even see that. So there's certain things that you're not able to see, certain things that if you really pay attention to it, you've trained long enough for. So you know whatever it is that this is. Kind of gives me the idea that you guys have been dealing with quite possibly. Hmm, hmm, interesting. Taking a look at your chart. 10, fourth house. Hmm. Fifth house, sixth house. Hmm. Ah, okay. So you guys have been moving forward on certain values where you're just gonna be like, yeah, life is good. Like there's no way for me to describe how I got here other than this, and this. But then everything else beyond that is just like, well, I mean, I really don't know how else to describe it. I mean, the first of all, the best way that I can describe it is I put a lot of thought into this, and I figured out that relationships just aren't going to work right now. That right there is going to be the defining factor, I believe, for Virgo. In the idea that Virgo as an earth sign is going to focus in more on their work, more on getting their bag, and just getting themselves set up, which is interesting because everything is on the right side of the chart, which is more of how you feel on the inside, what your belief systems are, um, making positive changes, let's say within not just how you care for yourself, but also in your communication. It's like you're making things clear to people, especially the ones that never got it before. Yeah, definitely something having to do with communication in that sector. And let's see what else in there. Big communication, you know? This is the type of communication that allows people to understand what hopelessness is and what hope actually is. Okay. In the area of communication, let's see what else is there. What else do you have for Virgo? Huh? Yeah. So definitely has something to do with making a choice and living an integral life. You know, when you think about the Justice card is Libra, which is right now in your 11th house and 12th house. However, it's about all of those times where you could never make a decision before because maybe you just weren't in the position to be able to. But all of that is coming into an end. In a sense, in a sense, you've understood what anxiety is, what fear is, what causes you not to do the things that you've been wanting to do, and in a sense, it has to do with love that has failed to the degree where you know what? Yeah, after this, we're definitely going to do a relationship reading because we're going to see what's going on in relationships for you, or at least what's been going on in relationships for you. Yep. Virgo is starting to shift more into the 10th house than it is into the 11th. So the details on what you could do to increase your status, to increase your ability to influence other people, okay? Because I think to some degree, being in a relationship or dealing with relationships in general, maybe even the more intimate ones, they have brought you nothing but ruin. Okay. Definitely getting that. And so focusing a little bit more on your health. It's been necessary to move away from relationships just in general because for whatever reason they have not been emotionally fulfilling. I think the biggest part of it is the fact that a lot of the people that you've been seeing have been guarded. And now you're just more worried about becoming the co-creator with the universe. The universe has been showing you a lot about what it means to bring your emotions into check. Okay. And we already know that within relationships, your emotions are scattered. But you're in control of that now. You're in control of your fears. You're in control of the things that brought you anxiety. Notice how the 8 wands are actually pointing towards all of this right here. You've understood what it is that needs to be done, and you've made a decision now to become more of yourself, more confident, more charismatic, more on the idea that you need to trust your intuition. You need to make decisions based on your intuition. And although for some it might seem a little bit narcissistic, egotistical to be caring more for yourself than anybody else, that is the way that you've been going for a couple years now. And that's actually the way for you to go here. Now, if we go ahead and place this card here where it's supposed to be, it's actually pointing towards the Wheel of Fortune. And of course, in this direction here. And then it's also pointing into this direction here. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to turn the wheel and be in control of your own life? Or are you going to let decisions dictate how you act and lead you to the pentacles in the reverse? Now, it could be for some of you that you were dealing with a Capricorn. For others of you, it could be dealing with a Gemini. For others of you, yet we have the Wheel of Fortune, and I forgot what the Wheel of Fortune was. I think it was. You know what? I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Let me see what my paper says. Wheel of Fortune, the wheel. You know, you guys are gonna be in a 12-year cycle at this point. So let's see. The Wheel of Fortune is a Thursday. Thursday is Jupiter, so I would imagine. So let's see. Give us. So you got 2 cards that talk about moving away from a specific somebody or something, a certain situation that has no longer given you the emotional stability, the emotional satisfaction, or the mental stability, and is only giving you anxiety, emotions that are just wild, and no clarity at all. Okay. It's time to stop thinking about that. It's time to act now. Time to move away from those things. See, it's not allowing you to really focus in on what is necessary and what actually is supposed to be. And it's not allowing you to act with integrity. So, if you really think about that whole idea of, let's just say, a situation that's ineffable, indescribable, unspeakable, I think what this is dealing with a situation that is not giving you the ability to be yourself. All right. So, with that being said, there is a necessity for you to I guess you could say grow a spine, but it's more so activating your chakra systems. Okay. So you're having your chakra systems activated. So now we're gonna go ahead and go into the relationship sector and see what's going on in your relationships. All right, so you got 2 cards. Actually, you got 3 cards. That's interesting. So the otter is about playful energies, all right? When you see otters, you know they're hardworking little creatures. You know, they do whatever it is that they need to do. But mostly they try to keep a happy disposition. They try to be playful, things like that. The bee, this is kind of like that, not burnt out energy, but it's more along the lines of the energy of where you're frustrated. Because when you're a busy bee, you know, you're not really with the situation. And I am no longer going to stand for it. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and read the bee real quick because I mean we got an idea already of what it is that you're dealing with. And okay, when it's out of balance, it's overworked and annoying. So one of the things that you're going to be able to do in order to get this energy in balance is to take a vacation, take a break. Okay. Once you work too hard, If you do not if you do not take a break, what ends up happening is you start to affect your work, you start to affect other people, and then that further drives you down the area of annoyance, first off, and second of all, you know, unintegrity or the opposite of integrity. So let's see what comes up for your emotional sector. There's changes that are going to be happening, although I don't feel like they're happening yet. And whatever these changes are, they're going to feel ineffable, okay? But you do have love coming sometime in the future, sometime within this next what month and a week. Have faith. It's going to be a surprise invitation or a meeting. Now, given everything that I've described so far, you are going to have some hesitation towards it. Okay, that's just what it is. Whoever this person is, I think you're going to be able to spot them. They are somebody who will probably be either an empath or a narcissist. Let me see. Regardless, I think the best way to go about this is to put up your boundaries or set up boundaries, okay? And understand that it's all about making those healthier choices in life and in love. You're going to understand the fact that when you make these healthier choices, both in love and in relationships, there's going to be a very big change in how you move, not just within the moment, but how you realize that you're just happy being single for now. Now, there is somebody that's going to want to date. So that does kind of go with these two choices here. I mean, these two cards here with Cupid's arrow and the snake, or the girl with the snake. I think, though, that in some way, shape, or form, I think you're just going to be more worried about like having fun and being playful and things like that. Let's see. Stingray is about developing confidence, okay? And the confidence actually is going to come from that Leo energy. It's all going to be from your beliefs, from your belief systems, the personal truth, personal power, integrity. All of that is going to raise your confidence, okay? If you're blaming others or if you just very easily quit on things, that's when you know you're not working with integrity, okay? That's when you know you're working from a place of ego. So one of the biggest things is you have to move through this discomfort, okay? Whatever this discomfort is that's annoying you, you got to move through it, right? And that's going to be the best way for you to be able to move from that. Let's see where the otter is. The otter is unobstructed joy, playfulness, and contentment. If you feel gloomy and annoyed and lacking confidence, making silly excuses, dance party, celebration, going on a little mini vacation, those are all going to be things that allow you to reconnect with your divine energy, right? We're going to go ahead and go to the black egg. That's the fifth chakra. And that's speaking from an authentic voice or speaking the truth. Now, that comes from your integrity, right? We talked about truthfulness and speaking from the truth. Being integral is going to put you in the right, okay? That's just a natural cause of that type of energy. And the black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. So inside of it resides no confusion, no excuses, right? Small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. This living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in the balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, or singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in. Books draw us in. The concept of truth itself draws us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? What is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, we gossip, or we repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince others that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment, in every situation. It is the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. This energy here is connected to the fifth house. It resides in the base of the throat, right here, and it's called the Vishuddha chakra. The ancient sages saw this center as the hub that governs our speech and expression. Vishuddha translates as especially pure. The balance of this center is important for all of us, but especially essential for writers, editors, musicians, and teachers. Could be that you guys learned something special from these choices that you're going to be making. So, I'm going to go ahead and draw some more of these cards. We're going to see what lies at the base of the people that you're dealing with now, since we're dealing with relationships. Soulmates, soul contracts, soul agreements. This is not necessarily dealing with anybody like a karmic relationship. This is just dealing with a soulmate situation or issue that is going to be giving you the skills you need in order to speak your truth, in order to act from a place of integrity. And it kind of gives me the idea that you might be getting ready for the one. Now, do realize that the universe is bringing you these people because there's certain changes that need to be made within yourself. These people are going to be very passionate individuals. They're going to have a lot to say. They are going to be people who have a lot of energy to them, and these people are going to want to have fun. So that's another way that you can tell that whatever this situation is here is one that's brought by the universe itself. Oh, yeah. So these people might have a fear of intimacy. So they're not going to want to be in a relationship right away. These people specifically are going to be people that listen to their ego. So it's a very, you're definitely going to have to build up your boundaries. And actually, this is probably what this is all about is you learning how to build your boundaries against individuals who try to take advantage of you. Now, if I am paying attention to the energies of Virgo and what Virgo has been through in the last couple of years, this right here seems to be a test of whether you can make healthier choices or not. This is like the universe kind of giving you a message about this real quick and then seeing whether you listen to it or not. And then at the same time, also asking you, are you going to take a risk or are you going to be too cautious? Are you going to be too closed off to this opportunity or are you going to open your arms and welcome it? All right. I feel like, I don't, that hesitation really does come through. And who isn't hesitating in 2024, right? Now, you guys are going to do a lot of different things that I guess would be considered love bombing. And I think you already understand that energy. Like, I feel like you're already good with that. Like, you're like, yeah, I think I'm fine by myself for now. I have been annoyed by this stuff for quite a long time. And I really just want to be with myself. I want to be with myself. I want to really see who it is that I am, what it is that I really like. And at the same time, I get that feeling that it's almost like you're trying to figure out what your integrity is. And the moment you figure that out, you're just going to be like, damn, I knew it all along. Yeah. With the horse being here, you're going to follow your intuition for sure. At the first moment that you start to feel any of this narcissist empath type of paradigm, By now, you've already understood what it means to love yourself. Don't be surprised if the moment that you set up boundaries, these people run. These people have an intuitive sense of what it is that you've laid down as law, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word. I feel like law seems to be one of the biggest aspects, especially because I was drawing the uh, the justice card so much, and well, the justice card kept showing up. Oh, you know what? Okay, and then the moth at the bottom. Let's see. Let's describe this person by the horse energy. Okay, horse energy, when it's out of balance, it'll run away and it'll feel weak. Achieves anything and never gives up when it is in balance. So if this person just continuously tries to stay in your life and you see that strength showing within them, that might be a person who you could give a chance to. Might be a person worth marrying. Might be a person worth creating some type of connection with. However, do be aware that they will have narcissistic tendencies, and that is something that you're going to have to work through, especially if you want to create something with them. This message here specifically might just be for a couple of you. I would imagine that it's not for all of you. Let's see. The moth. We're gonna look at the moth. So make sure that whatever it is that you start, especially if it's something like this, make sure you finish it. Make sure you cut it off completely. Why? Because when moth energy shows up, what ends up happening is that it's impulsive and it's hasty and it's wishful. You don't close it off, these people are going to think that, oh, you're just playing games. They're going to think that, oh, this person still likes me. And they're going to be tied to your energy. So within this next month and a week, make sure that you close off any cycles that you start. Now, you're going to, this energy here, people are going to idealize you. They're going to think certain things of you. They're going to be, when it's in balance, this energy is going to be enthusiastic and whimsical. Very much playful energies, just like the otter. But it's going to be erratic and jittery, and you're going to notice the inconsistency in it when it starts to act out of integrity. Now, I would imagine that you too will act in this way when you are not acting in integrity because there's nervousness, there's anxiety, and there's all of that. The Nine of Swords energy, basically. All right, Spirit, what do you have for lightning and for soulmates? Hmm. Close out cycles, okay? Close out, especially if you're dealing with a past cycle, close it out completely. Let them know what you really think, okay? Yep. Wheel of Fortune, take control of it. It is you who is going to bring this lightning down, all right? It is you who is going to make these sudden changes, bring this shocking news, have these sudden epiphanies, upheavals, transformations. They're all going to be in your control, all right, Virgo? Now, the reason why I say that is because when we were talking about taking control of various different aspects of your life, this is what Spirit is calling you to do. Okay, tell us about this Cupid's arrow and also about this passion. What is this all about? Ah, taking action. You have the ability to create this situation, whatever it is. Now, a lot of that has to do with your confidence, and it also has to do with the ability for the universe to bring you something and for you to act on it. Remember, we talked about the Ace of Pentacles earlier, and that's all based on your action. Okay. Nothing is going to materialize in your realm unless you actually make a move towards it. It could be that whoever this person is, you meet them in a group. It could be that you work together with them. We did talk about the work sector, and right now, Virgo is almost completely in your 10th house. You have just a little bit of Leo left in there. That means that Libra being fully in your 11th house and just a tad bit into your 12th is a lot of what you're going to be dealing with here. Interpersonal relationships, you're going to be dealing with narcissists, and you're going to be dealing with runners. It's okay though. You got the ascendant in Scorpio right now at 20 degrees. It's your decision. All right. It's your decision to work with these people or not. And I kind of feel like you're being asked to work with them just simply because there are certain traits that narcissists have that give you the ability to make money. I know that sounds weird, but they actually do have the ability to make money somehow. And this is going to be an ineffable skill for you. All right. But you're going to have to be truthful and integral so that even if you associate with these people, it's not going to be too much of a biggie. So that's the message for you today. Make healthy choices, both in love and in life. Make sure that you keep that self-love and self-care because that's what's going to help you in being happier. All right. All right, Spirit, what do you have about this happily single, living in the moment, having fun, this honor energy? And what about this engagement ring, huh? What do we have? So they deal with some type of cup energy. Okay. I think you're so happy being single and living in the moment that even when a situation comes up that gives you the ability to become married or to become engaged or to reach some type of union with one person, I think you're going to be happier being single, which is going to cause people to run away. But do keep in mind that I guess here in 2024, men and women who have a lot of attention placed on them are going to be the meat or the carrot that's dangling at the end of the stick. That is to say that you're going to be out of reach, at least for little bits of time and things like that. And I almost have that feeling that because you have very many options, right? Although you might not portray the fact that you have various different options, people are going to feel it, right? People are going to feel that you have so many different options and that they're just one of these many options because you're choosing your own happiness, right? Yeah, you're choosing your own happiness. People are going to be drawn to that. They're going to be like, oh, well, Virgo, it looks like Virgo has many different choices. That uh, makes him more like wanting to be, it makes me want to trap him more because if he has so many different options, I want to be that main option. I can already hear that. I can already hear that. Now, let's see. The Chaser and the Page of. That's hilarious. So, just the fact that you're not open to these messages of love is going to cause people to chase you. All right. Just be ready for that. That's going to make people feel unconfident in themselves, right? And it's going to make them feel like they're not enough. So, they're going to want to chase you. Okay. They're going to want to chase you just simply because of the fact because you have so many different options and they want to be that one option. Guy or girl, doesn't really matter. I feel like the more you rest, the more they're going to want to chase you. But here's the thing though. For the people that have many different options but don't show it, they're going to be very busy. Make sure that you get your rest every now and again. If you feel like you need to take a nap, take that nap. Part of this whole thing was that if Virgo is going to be focusing in on their health, which we talked about at the beginning, and a lot of that has to do with making sure that you get your rest, making sure that you shower, making sure um, that you're spiffy, right? Making sure that you take care of yourself. then the whole idea is that all of these things are going to make you better. And the fact that you're making yourself better, it's going to show itself in your appearance. And because it shows itself in your appearance, it's going to make you seductive to other people. Okay. And because it's going to make you seductive to other people, people are going to want to work with you. Now, because people want to work with you, you're going to draw both empaths and narcissists. See, I didn't get the fact that you were a narcissist or an empath, or I didn't get the idea that the other person was a narcissist or an empath. So, you know, this could flip back and forth. There could be narcissistic tendencies that you tend to display just because you had the, what was it, the King of Wands, and you have wands right there, and you have wands right there. And because you're choosing to be happy, you're finding that idea that, hey, you know what? If I act in this manner, I'm probably going to draw more people in. And at the same time, as I draw more people in, sure, there's going to be various different people that annoy me. I can move away from that if I want to, right? General idea, no, a notion is that you speak your truth regardless of whatever the case is, okay? And as you do that, people are going to understand where you're coming from, and people are going to understand that you're only living off of your own values and you're communicating them, right? You're being truthful. And when you're being truthful and you're acting in integrity, more and more people are going to trust you, okay? This integrity, this truthfulness is going to be an unspeakable truth. Like, you don't even need to mention that truth. At the same time, what's unutterable is the fact that you have this personal power, okay? This personal power is going to lead to an indescribable essence of being in the right, all right? So I guess that's what the ineffable portion of it is. It's your integrity that could just, it's indescribable integrity to the point where people want you because you're acting in integrity. So I feel like those are the messages that Virgos needed to hear. Sorry about taking so long and doing your reading, Virgo, but um, a lot of stuff was going on. And what's crazy is that there's a lot of different things that were moving in my life as well. As you can see, I posted a lot of different things on TikTok, and I posted a lot of different things on YouTube, and just I've been all over social media, but also I've been all over, everywhere too. And of course, all the things that I've been wanting to get moving forward myself, they're actually moving forward now. Like, in terms of housing, I got a meeting on Thursday at 10:30, and this is to basically get in touch with somebody that is going to not just give me the housing voucher, but they're also going to help me move into a location itself. So that is freaking awesome. I guess you could say that in terms of that, and in terms of me speaking, right? Because I got that third house Virgo perfection year. I'm choosing what to be happy about, and I'm choosing what to communicate and what not to communicate. And at the same time, I mean, honestly, I can't describe what's going on in my life and how it's going to be such an inspiration for everybody else. But with that, that's the message that Spirit needed you to hear. I will go ahead and close this reading out. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at my at the comments and stuff like that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and answer you guys' questions because for whatever reason I can't see your guys' comments afterwards. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the phone right now and turn it around and see what's going on and answer you guys' questions. Maybe I can turn the camera around and all of that. So let's see what's going on with the chat. Okay, so you guys are dealing with the Pisces, huh? Hmm, that's interesting. So Pisces is in your fourth house, all right? So for you, F, Pisces has Saturn and Neptune. Don't worry about whoever it is that you're dealing with. Just follow your intuition on that, all right? And what ends up happening is you have the ability to move about the situation with integrity and truth, all right? Yeah, you hold on to your personal power, all right? And that seems to be the only comment for now.
Alrighty. So anybody else who has a comment, questions, things like that, mention it in the comments, and I will go ahead and close this reading out. So you guys take care, and I will see you guys on the next Virgo reading. Ciao.